Good Tuesday morning. Is it Tuesday morning? I don't know. Wow, hey, welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age conversation of cars, trucks, SUVs, motorcycles. Hey, come on back here. So we got the dogs here, and this will be interesting because they were out earlier. Up here's a pen laying on the ground. Boy, I tell you what, just the dogs got to do their business. But hey, well, and it's Tuesday morning. And what am I pitching you today? What's my pitch of my conversations to get your attention for the next 30 minutes? And look at my face and hear me do my yabba dabba do as I chase my dogs down. Come on, pups. Yes, I'm probably have to turn off the video because, nope, the dogs are going to want to do their antics at my expense. So, yeah, well, we'll just keep on walking and hope for the best. How about that idea, right? So, yeah, what is going on after another car adventure purchase YouTube video yesterday, late in the day. Go over here and see if we can find the dogs because it's raining. Raining up here. And what's interesting is at the last minute yesterday, hey, stay up here. The last minute yesterday really felt strongly that truck, that new F-150 Power Boost truck, come on back, that I got yesterday evening. I just didn't feel like dealing with it in the rain today, and I'm glad I did that. So, over here, I'm really going the opposite way today. You can get to see my property here. Come on, let's go. Get in the barn. Get in the barn. Ginger, let's go. Come on. You guys are way off course today. Get in the barn. Yeah, these guys here, they just want to be trouble today. Come on, let's go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, anyways, so, yeah, yesterday at the last minute, I took apart my whole truck and took out the bed rug, took out the tonneau cover, and I headed up to Koons Baltimore Ford. Boy, tell you what, the rain is here and just incredible. Today's 40s, maybe close to 50. Come on, pups, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. No, this way. And look at this here. There's a route up. Good boy, Will. Go, 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 go. Get in the office. Get the office. Go on. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting soaked. So, anyways, yeah, today, what are we talking about today, right? It's all about the pitch, right? That's that kind of life is. We kind of get pulled in to a conversation with Ford Mustang Mach-E. That thing there just sits. I bought the wife the Grand Cherokee. She's driving the Ford Ranger. Just pick nice cars, and then she doesn't really drive them. I don't know. Just kind of, I got that car to drive to work, and I don't know. I mean, I'll be the #1 guy to tell you that I have serious challenges. It's called car addictions. I know that. It's been a problem my whole life. Yeah. All right, getting a little slow going here. Sorry about that. Ain't much my channel, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm getting these dogs in the office. Dogs are a lot of work. If anybody has any dogs, it's a lot of commitment, a lot of work, and a lot of people don't have dogs because it's just so much of a commitment. Come on, let's go. I've always had dogs throughout my life. Yeah, so anyway, so here is the Echo Boost, Power Boost, blah, 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 that I traded out my Raptor. And what got me on that path? I mean, sincerely, what drove me to buying this? What pea-brain that I am, what made me get attracted to get rid of the Raptor for this? I mean, it isn't like this truck is cheap. I mean, beyond believable that the amount of money these Ford is charging for these trucks now, it's beyond believable. This is an $84,000 truck. I'll be the first phrase. It's ridiculous. It's beyond believable. And even, yeah, I'm an idiot. I mean, I don't deny that. I mean, the amount of money that these manufacturers are getting for these vehicles is just insane. And how they're just continuing to rise and people continue to buy them like me. Yeah, I know. Anybody watching my channel, like, well, if you quit buying these damn things, they wouldn't keep on raising the prices. Yeah, I wish one individual, made that much difference, but it doesn't. But anyways, yeah, I mean, but it's a swap for a swap. So it's a Raptor for a Power Boost, which that's hard to believe. You told me 5 years ago, I'd be buying an F-150 truck that's as much as a Raptor. That's not a Raptor? I would have told you, what are you drinking? Yeah, what Kool-Aid? But anyways, truck is really cool. It does, to a degree, have Blue Cruise, because here's a camera. There's a camera on both sides of the mirror here. But it's not Blue Cruise, but it's borderline is Blue Cruise. It's, I guess, 360 Copilot, I guess they call it. I'm not real sure. I mean, just so much technology, these things. So yeah, so what for me as an individual, right? What's the pitch? What drove me to feel like this truck was the right answer? What the heck am I dropping now? Oh, can't do that. I need that this morning. So what, what's the pitch? What was the pitch? What's Ford's pitch that got me to buy this truck? Well, it's the doggone fuel mileage. The fuel mileage in this truck supposedly is 23 miles per gallon. And being an electric motor in it with a gas engine, it really does perform really well. So Ford's pitch got me. They caught me to trade out of a really nice Ford Raptor truck for that. Oh my goodness. All right, dogs. Let's get upstairs here. Come on, get on my way. Get on my way. Get on my way. Get on my way. Move it. Come on, move it. Come on. Yeah, people fall down the stairs all the time from animals and trip over them. And all right, so here we are. It's just a never ending for me, rock and rolling and making a YouTube channel, which isn't easy to entertain people, because if you just have to have that special uniqueness about you, right? And it's the same old thing here. I don't know if people like this look better than the look of me being like right in your face all the time. I don't know. So, get my coffee. So I thought to myself this morning, I mean, I just kind of have to get these ideas in my head and what would be informative, entertaining. You know, how do you do that? I mean, how do you create the YouTube channel with you entertaining people, getting people to want to watch your channel? And that's not easy. And for me, as you can tell, I'm a huge talker. So I just like to talk and share ideas and thoughts, and that's why I do the morning conversations. Anybody's trying to tune in for the first time, I do the morning conversations because I like to share with you a car theme. I have a car theme, and then we kind of move it into more of the political or the current state of affairs, if you want to say it that way. And uh-oh. What's going on now? Yikes. All right. So anyways, I'm just kind of looking here at my Ford Expedition. Yeah, I'll be amazed if Cubesball Ford doesn't call and say, hey, your Ford Expedition's sitting here. I'd be like, I don't need to know that. So anyways, yeah, the pitch. I just think to myself in life, what's the pitch? And that's the challenge for the automotive industry, is how do they pitch something to you? I should say, really, in life, it's the pitch, but it turns into the switch, right? The switch up. Yeah, who hasn't had that happen in life? So for the automotive industry, right now the big pitch is the electric vehicle, and I'm a guy that has bought into the electric vehicle, meaning I have bought now 2 Ford F-150 Lightnings, and I presently still own one. I have bought 2 Ford Mustang Mach-E GTs. And I sold one, and I still own one. So I still have 2 full electric vehicles. And now I just bought a hybrid gas electric setup. So technically I've bought now in the past year my, what would that be, 2 Ford number 5. This would be like my 5th technically, electric vehicle to the degree. And what's driving that? Well, what's driving it is that the pitch. It's the pitch by the governing bodies and the green agenda that the electric vehicles are the better of the two, of the ICE versus the electric vehicle, and that's the better way of the future of transportation. So for me, I was so intrigued when the new Mach-E came available that I wanted to buy one and just really find out the reality to the vehicle. And then when the F-150 Lightning truck came along, I wanted to get one of those just to find out the reality of the vehicles. And I've learned a lot. By owning them, I've learned so much about the reality of the vehicles, which has been great. And I'm not here mocking anybody that likes their EV. That isn't really the point. It's more about just talking about the reality of the vehicle and the realities of the pitch. So for anybody that's following my channel, I'm not an anti-EV guy. What I am is an anti-misinformation guy, okay? I mean, I just don't like how, sadly, the information that comes out about things just isn't presented correctly. And I think that more than ever, we've witnessed on how the media machine will shut down the truth. And even for me and my YouTube channel, I'm sure if I started getting radical and saying crazy things, somebody would probably shut me down. And that isn't my goal. My goal is just to have fun with my cars and show my silliness and to share my views and ideas of the automotive industry, motorcycle industry, truck industry, EV industry, ICE industry, and then also talk about the state of the times of where we are in our country as well. I talk about that, and that's why I have morning conversations. So as far as the pitch is the governing bodies want the consumers in the automotive industry to go to EV. And there's just so much content on that pitch. Get some more. Got my Harley Davidson cup. Got my Indian Heroes hat. Indian jacket. That's my hybrid. I'm a hybrid guy, right? So anyways, when you read about Volkswagen of America that buddied up with Electrify America to, what do you realize or not, Electrify America is a charging station infrastructure that's a worldwide project of like 44,000 charging stations is the goal of Electrify America, who partnered, it's really more Volkswagen America created Electrify America. That's kind of the way I look at it. And so Volkswagen has a 10,000 charging station goal for this country. Worldwide, it's 44,000 charging stations. And so there, as we speak throughout the country and the world, charging station infrastructure is being built every day, because the goal is to have mega charging station capability to support the future of what will most likely be a very dominant electric vehicle market, which I know a lot of people will be like, yeah, but, and I know, I hear you, but the electrical grid system, a lot of variables. So for Volkswagen, it's interesting how Volkswagen is like 44,000 units, but Tesla alone supposedly has 45,000 charging stations, I think, already in place worldwide, which not even for me, that's like, wow, that's pretty phenomenal. But Tesla's proprietary. It just blows me away. Could you imagine basically Ford building their own car with, they build their own car, their own product, and it's a gas engine, and then they set up gas stations that's for only Ford cars. Can you even imagine what the backlash that would be? I mean, come on. But that's what Tesla's done. Tesla has built its own charging infrastructure, and it won't open the door up to the other brands to use that infrastructure. I mean, and this is a guy that, got $1 billion from the United States government to start his business. Just all about the money. I know how Elon operates. He's going to have people begging him, pleading, so that he will eventually sells out or opens a door, but it's going to be expensive. And that's what I'm bringing up the pitch about. The reason I'm bringing up the electric vehicle this morning is because it's the pitch. And I just think as a business owner, most of my life, I've been in private business my whole life. I've had incredibly successful times. I've had incredibly challenging and failure times as well. So I've been on both sides of the coin. And I just think to myself, it's incredible on how the pitch for electric vehicles, it's so misrepresented. And somebody's like, well, how can you make that statement? It's so misrepresented. Well, the pitch to electric vehicle pretty much is, you're not going to buy any gas, and it's going to be a better vehicle to own because it's zero emissions. And life's going to be so much better for you if you have an electric vehicle, because you're contributing to help save the world. And meanwhile, that's so much malarkey, because It takes so much carbon footprint to make an electric vehicle. The mining, I mean, it's malarkey. It's ridiculous. And then if you charge your car at the local electric plant is being run by coal or natural gas, I mean, you're not. It's just like you're foolish to think that your electric car is saving the world. But I don't think that really is what drives the consumer to that closure to buy it. It's I don't go to the gas station more, and I don't buy any gas. And speaking about going to the gas station, think about this. Exxon, is it Exxon? I'm pretty sure Exxon just posted the biggest profits ever, like $58 billion in profits last year. Wow, I wonder why. I wonder why when you're paying $5 a gallon, right? Beyond believable, right? So anyways, the pitch on an electric car is you're going to be saving so much money, doing so much good for mankind. You're going to be looked at. You won't be shamed, because we know if you go to certain niches of areas and the way people operate, you're shamed for having an ICE vehicle. Yeah, you think I'm making that stuff up? So for me, looking at the realm of the electrified or the charging stations, like Electrify America, I told you all about Shell buying out that electric charging station company, and because they're going broke. And what I'm trying to, I guess, clarify here is the only way these charging stations are going to stay active is they're going to have to charge a good amount of money for you to charge your car. There's no way 40 cents a kilowatt, 43 cents a kilowatt is going to keep these guys in business, because they have to pay for electricity. And it's just interesting how they have their own backup generators, diesel generators. If you ever go to these Electrify America stations, charging stations, if you kind of pay attention, they usually have this like fenced-in area that's maybe 50 feet from the actual charging stations, 100 feet. And if you look over the big contained fencing, you'll see a generator inside there. Well, the theory is that at nighttime, these guys try to recharge their batteries. Most of these charging stations, they already have their own batteries in their own charging infrastructure. So you're charging off another battery usually. Why? Because electricity is so expensive. So technically, at nighttime is when these charging stations recharge their batteries. Now, I'm not talking about this is everywhere. I'm talking about more in rural and remote areas where they don't have the grid and the power, the electrical infrastructure power to charge these charging stations for allow you to go up and charge your car. So they have a backup system, and they have battery packs. And they have generators that, if they need be, that diesel generators, I guess, could be natural gas generators. I'm not sure on that. But they have generators that have to, in some cases, be run to recharge these battery packs so that you have the availability to charge your car in these more remote areas where they just can't get the kilowatt and the electrical capabilities to do this. I mean, so what I'm trying to say through that explanation is these charging station guys, they can't make any money on low rate charging, so that they're going to have no choice down the road to charge you $1 a kilowatt. I mean, I'm not going to say that's absolute guaranteed, but the reality is, when it's all said and done, and I talked about this last week, is the electric car is not going to be the inexpensive vehicle to drive, because the road taxes, the governing bodies are going to have to figure out how they're going to collect road taxes off of you for the road network infrastructure. And the charging station guys at some point will say, okay, what's the consumer's option? And then for the massive build out of the electrical companies that are going to have to spend billions of dollars to upgrade their electrical grid system to be able to give the consumers the capability to charge all these cars at home. So at the end of the day, the electrical rates, kilowatt rates, is going to be very expensive. So it's not going to be the way it is today. And I'm not saying that today it's necessarily inexpensive, but I think when you start to go 5 to 10 years from now, and the EV market trend gains a lot of traction, or does it? I mean, does it? If it does, then I think that the market's going to see they have an opportunity that the consumer just going to really have no choice, but they just have to pay the price to play. That's where it's all going. But the pitch for most people is they get the idea that they're going to save money by not buying gas. And yes, to a degree, if you're charging a home, that's respectable and that's possible. Here's the other thing. Everybody's talking about Tesla cutting their prices. And a lot of people, I think, even for myself, have looked at that because Elon Musk has made comments that they're trying to get the price down so it can be more affordable to more people. Well, when I was at the Ford dealership yesterday, and one of the key guys, I talked about this in my video yesterday, one of the key guys here that's been working there for a long time, we had a little conversation about that. Because I am talking about my car, and my car that I have, the Ford Mustang Mach-E GT, it's losing value because of you could look at it as Tesla, that Tesla's creating Ford to discount their cars. Because Ford yesterday morning, I said that I had inside information that you'd hear an announcement about Ford cutting the price on the Ford Mach-E. And sure enough, my video posted later, but sure enough, Ford announced that they're cutting their prices on the Ford Mustang Mach-E's. But it's by class, but it's by options and package. So, and the reason that is, apparent, according to, and I've read about this, but it's a little more detailed than I realized, because I didn't really read the fine line like he did. Here's what's going on. The federal government has made new guidelines for 2023. And I knew they made new guidelines for 2023, where if your electric car didn't have X amount of domestic parts and wasn't put together with X amount of parts here in this country, you may not qualify for a full like $7,500 tax credit on buying a new electric vehicle. Well, apparently the federal government has reclassified the Ford Mustang Mach-E to be a passenger vehicle and not a crossover SUV. So it's changed the qualification for that vehicle to get a tax credit. So the other language in the new bill that was passed last year is the car has to be $55,000 or less. So if you buy a Ford Mustang Mach-E that's $57,000 or $56,000 or $60,000, you don't get the tax credit. So you don't get that $7,500 tax credit. So Ford is lowering their price on their Ford Mustang Mach-E's because it otherwise takes away the tax credit from the consumer being enticed to buy the vehicle for the tax reason. So I'd imagine if that's the case with Ford, and the Teslas have always been very pricey, wouldn't you have to say that I guess Tesla has done the same thing? That some of their vehicles have been recategorized? I don't know. I haven't looked that far into it. Somebody else can look further into it and may see that that's more of the depth of what's going on. Tesla's really only lowering their prices because of the new federal laws in this country that give people tax credits to buy the vehicle. And I mean, no doubt in my mind, I think with more competition in the market, I think Tesla's going to have to change their pricing as well. But that was really good information. And so when I go to buy cars at car dealerships and I look around to buy things, I do get information fed from people who do this stuff every day. Just like yesterday, I did not realize that the Ram TRX truck, you can't technically order them. That like 6 months ago or 8 months ago, apparently Bobby from Dulles Jeep Dodge Motor Cars in Leesburg, Virginia, he claims that the TRX trucks, the reason they're continuing to hold some incredible value, you can't get them. Ram can't build them. They just don't have the stuff, I guess, to build them. Wow. I mean, and I didn't really realize that. And so at some point last September, if Jake would have been the guy, he was there, but I didn't know he was there. He wasn't there. It just wasn't meant to be. But there was a really nice Ram TRX that I probably picked up. But at the end of the day, I'm not really fixated on that. I'm really more fixated on my new Power Boost that I got that I feel is going to give me good, no doubt in my mind. It's going to be a 20 mile per gallon vehicle for the way I drive. Will I get 23 out of it? Yeah, maybe. I would say 21, 22 because I'm on the road and I live in an area where the people drive very aggressively and it's just a very fast-paced area. So it'd be really interesting to see how that plays out. And then I'll be really intrigued when I use it to tow. I can't wait to tow that vehicle. I really what does it go to? What does that thing go to? And man, if I got 12 out of that thing, that'd be very impressive. Because that's usually diesel trucks where you kind of get that fuel mileage like that with the amount of torque they have, and you're not too radical going on the road. So yeah, it's always about the pitch. And that's how we are. We're drawn into, buying cars, motorcycles, RVs, and whatever it may be that we have our addictions. We all have our passion for, it seems, motorized things. And usually what's the pitch that kind of gets us to be drawn into that manufacturer, that style car, and whatever else. So then I think to myself, what's the pitch of our governing bodies? What's the pitch of the state of the times? I mean, think about it. For us as individuals, we're all drawn to political parties. We're all drawn to personalities. We're drawn to leaders. We look to others to hope that we feel like we have somebody that's bigger and better than us. I mean, that's kind of what leadership's all about. You want to follow somebody because you feel like they're bigger and better than you. They're stronger than you. They're smarter than you. I mean, there's a lot of qualities that go into leadership that people want. And, yeah, beyond believable. What I just mentioned, Joe Biden qualifies for that stuff. I mean, I just don't get it. Democratic, any Democratic person watching my channel, why couldn't you have done better? Why couldn't you have picked a better guy? I mean, why couldn't you just had a more dynamic, younger guy? I mean, I understand all this stuff. It's because Joe Biden, he has no problem lying all day long. You have to be a liar as a politician, and you have to be able to sleep at nighttime. So to be a, incredible, to be a person that stature of power, you just have to incredible thick skin and thick blood, and you can lie all day long and whatever. You just doesn't, I guess it just doesn't bug you. I don't know. So, but here's the thing, it's the pitch. And so I bring this up throughout my channel, and I just try to convey back to others that we're always, as the political, the state of the times, it seems that we have the movement of the pitch of somebody's going to do a better job, somebody's going to make things better. And for the record, you've seen how George Soros is in with Joe Biden. You were Tom Perellino, however you spell his last name or pronounce it, former Congress member that is on George Soros, the GIF, government investment, I don't know, it's GIF, but for George Soros, his foundation has met with Joe Biden, numerous times since his presidency. Yeah, I mean, so George Soros, the media magnate, the guy that wants, I think the guy's demented, personally. He's in with, Joe Biden. And the governing bodies are meeting with the key people that are part of his foundations to change the way the governing bodies operate. Yeah. Oh, Governing Influence is like Governing Influence Foundation or something like that, I think. GIF. Look it up for, George Soros. I think he's a very dangerous man. I think he wants to see society just obliterate itself. This guy's a radical guy, and his son, and oh my gosh. But anyways, so, what's the pitch? So here's the thing. For the Democratic Party, and once again, I'm not here to, by any means, make anybody mad. I'm just asking questions because you as an individual, you should be able to say to yourself, hey, this is really good or this isn't really so great. And how do we change that? How do we come to terms that what makes more sense? Because every political party and every business, they all have a pitch. But the pitch was for the Biden administration, for Joe Biden to be elected to this country, was that big business would be kind of like more manhandled, and that it would be a nicer administration, that people would be nicer to others, and we'd get ourselves out of the Afghanistan war. That was kind of Trump's thing of how that all play out, of how the I'm not going to blame Joe Biden. I mean, I blame the military, I guess, people in charge. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a military guy, but boy, that sure played out really weird, didn't it? That was kind of a really weird exit strategy. And yeah, whatever. I guess Joe Biden did his military maneuvers. That guy wasn't even in the military, was he? I think he said he was. I think he forgot he wasn't. I don't know. So anyways, so we had the pitch. And what I'm trying to resonate back to everybody here is, here it is, with the city administration, and we're seeing big business have the biggest profits it's ever had. The oil companies just had the biggest profits it's ever had. It just makes you just think to yourself, on one hand, you're pitched that the new administration would go after like the Donald Trump. You already looked at Donald Trump, that he's going to enrich the oil companies. He's going to enrich big business. He's going to enrich Russia. Oh, yeah, Russia. So think about this. This is kind of not that comforting if you kind of think about it. So China is on the sidelines. I mean, think about this. China is not doing anything to intervene with the Russia-Ukraine war. But yet you have Europe, Germany and Britain, I guess France, I guess the United States. We can go through a list of countries that are supporting Ukraine to fight Russia, but yet China's on the sidelines. But yet, if you think about it, China's watching. China's kind of seeing what tactics us and other countries are using to fight Russia. Is that a huge possible? This is kind of like, to me, you're the football team, and you're getting ready to go into a major championship game, and you can view all the videos of all the plays they're playing and all the practice and all their techniques of how they try to win a game against another opponent, and you have access to all that stuff of their training, and then when it comes time to go, play them, you're probably going to beat them because you know all their tactics. Well, in so many ways, that's what China's doing right now. So we're actually doing China a favor in so many ways, because we're exposing how us as other countries are trying to, beat Russia, overtake Russia. I don't know. This is just really sad what's going on. I mean, I just can't believe. So yeah, you go down that. We can talk about that all day long. So anyways, the whole point is, it's the pitch. And once it's just like for me, with this truck right here, that I feel like the pitch for me has been, I'm going to get better fuel mileage out of that truck. And it has more power. It's a little bit more free-spirited. And I really like the truck, but at the end of the day, let's just say the truck's hitting 15 miles a gallon. Oh my gosh. I would be just furious. I would be demanding a refund. I would get very aggressive, because I would be like, so wrong. Well, you as an individual, people voted in administration, and yet it's like it's acceptable for what they're doing to this country. They've driven the price of energy through the roof for their green agenda that they're pushing more than ever. They've totally have just let the crime, they borderline support the district attorneys, not really wanting to persecute minor offenses, and the crime just seems like the crime is through the roof. The education seems to be, there's so many that are being left behind. Once again, I don't have every detail of everything, but I'm just saying the pitch. It's the pitch, right? But it seems like the city administration did the switch. So the pitch turned into the switch. So, what is we as individuals, how do we handle that? And, I just think, sadly, most people are totally tuned out on politics until it comes to vote for politics. And I just think that if you're a Democratic voter, then you just may always vote Democratic, even though I'm married to a woman that was a Democratic voter when I married her, and she is not a Democratic voter anymore. Her whole family was that way, and they're not that way. And I've heard this story many times, and I'm sure you can hear stories too of people Republican that voted Democrat. And yeah, it's the divisions of two different parties, because the two different parties have different visions of what we feel makes sense or doesn't make sense. And yeah, they both have serious challenges. It's a shame in all reality. You have two political parties that take in money from all the taxpayers, and borderline between the both of them, they're running the country into the ground. I'm not that idiotic to think that the Republican Party is the answer to solve all the world's problems. I'm not here to say that. I'm here just saying that when somebody pitches for the better, sincerely, I'm reading in the Wall Street Journal this morning of the amount of people that are going broke. It's just starting to happen. Is it really happening? I honestly can't tell you, but the Wall Street Journal is talking about how many people are they're underwater. I'm not, you can go to the Wall Street Journal, and you can probably even Google articles of the economic times of many people. So, yes, I mean, the hardships of the times are seriously now happening to people. I mean, even for me, even at that Koons Baltimore Ford, I think they're a great dealership. I think they move a lot of product, but they got a lot of product. What's going on? Yeah, I think we know what's going on. People have pulled back. And I've said it 10 times yesterday. There's no doubt in my mind that Ford will probably end up having to discount these F-150 trucks. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, for me, I'm not going to be happy about it because I paid premium price for a truck. But for the others out there, I get it. I mean, the trucks are way too expensive. Whereas, does everyone remember the good old days when the manufacturers had $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, sometimes even up close to $20,000 between the dealer discount in the truck and the rebates from the factory? You get 15, 18 grand, 20 grand off of a truck. Yeah. Do you remember those days? What happened to those days? Those days are gone. Beyond gone. But are they coming back? I'd have to say, I think the discounts, the rebates on the trucks are definitely coming back. I mean, I'll be amazed if they're not. It's inevitable. And nothing lasts forever, good or bad. And we've been the economy, that's what it talks about. The pandemic time of everybody going out and buying televisions and new iPads and cell phones, and the list goes on and on and on and on. All that stuff's gone. The retailers are feeling it. The shipping companies are feeling it. The list goes on and on and on. So anyways, the pitch, in my view, of this sitting administration has really been about the switch. All right, everybody. Hey, just wanted to share views and ideas and what's up for today. Hopefully I can get my truck over to LA Tint and get the windows tinted on that, and need to get my truck put together with the bed rug, and then get the roll-up cover back on. And I got to get some miles on it because probably need 1,000 miles on a truck before I can tow with it. So I'm going to start driving. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching my channel. Appreciate all the support, nice comments, and stay safe. God bless. Stay tuned. What's up next? I don't know. What's the switch, right? It's all about the switch. I'm going to turn this